Usapang totoo, walang preno. You under Vlogcaster, real talk lang, walang plastikan.
Magandang araw mga ka-Wonder, welcome back sa ating YouTube channel, Wonder Vlogcaster. Napakainit, grabe, painit ng painit, no? Yung index niya ay talagang sumasagad na mga ka-Wonder. Kaya mag-iingat po, no? Kasi may mga narinig ako, ang daming namamatay, no? Dahil sa epekto nitong init. Kaya magdadala lagi ng tubig, ng payong, ng bimpo, no? Para if ever na sumama pakiramdam, babasain lang yung bimpo, punas-punasan ng katawan. No? At i-massage dito sa ilalim ng banda ng tenga, connector ron sa may bandang sternocleidomastoid dun sa tenga, yung hanggang magsalubong yung jaw mo, tsaka yung cranium dun sa taas, ano? May lubog dun. I-massage nyo po yun pababa ng gentle, huwag po masyadong malakas. So, pero bago yan mga ka-Wonder, i-subscribe nyo po ang ating YouTube channel, Wonder Vlogcaster. Libreng-libre po ang pag-subscribe, 100%. Pagkapindot nyo na subscribe, lalabas po yung bell icon at piliin yung all. Marami pong salamat. Pag-usapan natin itong nakakalungkot na medyo nakakainis, kung ito man ay mangyari. No, dahil dito sa forum, panayam kay Senator Lacson sa mga media, no, mukhang nasabi niya na baka raw na hindi mag-convene ang Senado. Etong tinutukoy na convene dito, mga ka-Wonder, ay ito yung pa-convene dapat para dyan sa impeachment ni Sara Duterte dahil natapos na nga. No? Magkakaroon na lang ng plenary session, magkakaroon ng botohan at meron na nga nag-gather ng 118 ng pagkakadinig ko. At sabi nga ni Attorney Ridon, sure na makakahigit pa ng 200 ang mag-gather nilang vote para ito'y may transmit na dyan sa Senado. At yun nga ang nangyari, papunta na sa Senado. Pero nakakadismaya dahil sinabi raw ni Senator Lacson na maaari daw hindi mag-convene. Nakakainis mga ka-Wonder, di ba? Hindi mag-convene, ito po'y naayon sa Constitution na ito po'y trabaho ng Senado, no? Bilang sui generis nga, na ito po'y ayon sa batas, sila lang po ang may posisyon dyan na para mag-conduct ng impeachment trial. Di ba? So panoorin muna natin itong interview, no, dito sa isang abogado na expert from the UP na siya po ay nagbigay ng kanyang explanation patungkol nga dito sa nasabi ni Senator Lacson. Maikli lang po ito. Please bear with me mga Commander. Hindi ko binuo. Kumbaga pinutol ko lang yung portion at tinikit ko. Anyway, magkakakonekta naman yon para maintindihan natin ang ating pinag-uusapan.
Pro tempore Panfilo Lacson says the Senate could decide not to convene the impeachment court. Lacson cited the potential opposition from the Senate minority composed of allies of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Di ba the House? Lagi.
So may chance na hindi makapag-convene, sir?
Kung matalo sa botohan, edi hindi paano magko-convene kung ang rule ng impeachment court wag mag-convene. They must be able to convince the majority to vote in their favor. And kung gano'n na mangyari, it's on them, no? Na sila yung sumagot sa taong bayan kung bakit ayaw mag-convene. 24-member court ito, na kung ano yung sabihin ng majority, yun ang ruling ng court.
All right, joining us this morning is UP College of Law Assistant Professor Paulo Tamase. Professor Tamase, good morning to you.
Good morning, Karen, and to your viewers.
All right, simpleng tanong, Tagalogin po natin, pwede bang piliin ng Senado na wag mag-convene bilang impeachment court kung ipinasa na sa kanila ng mababang kapulungan ang impeachment complaint? May ganun ba silang, ang impeachment case, may ganun ba silang kapangyarihan to take that vote, to convene or not to convene?
Sa saligang batas po, wala po silang ganong kapangyarihan, no? Tungkulin po nila na tanggapin yung impeachment complaint at ipagpatuloy na. But I think we need to be aware of the realities of the Constitution on the ground. And as we saw in the last impeachment case in 2025, the Senate rules by a majority vote. And therefore, things which may deviate from constitutional design do happen as a matter of real politics or the real application of the Constitution. But in theory, as a matter of duty, they have the duty to take on this case and rule upon it if it does go, in fact, to the Senate.
Okay, but Professor Tamase, sinabi ni Representative Diokno, the Senate cannot even decide on the impeachment case as a legislative body. In other words, if you want to not tackle the impeachment case, you have to first convene as a court.
I completely agree with that. And I think if you see the situation in 2025, all of the issues concerning impeachment were only resolved, whether to remand it, for example, to the House of Representatives in a very unprecedented manner. That issue was resolved by the impeachment court, sitting first as an impeachment court. So it's a good precedent to set. No? Maganda siya na ehemplo para sa sumusunod na Senado natin. But it does highlight how, because of impeachment's unique characteristics, many of the rules that we would be familiar with the legislative process, with how the Senate usually does its business, they are not often applicable to the impeachment context. And it's really governed by the rules that the Senate has drafted for itself in the context of impeachment.
Okay, now even the word forthwith that is stated in the 1987 Constitution, forthwith means immediately. Sa Filipino, ibig sabihin agad-agad, di ba? Mabilis, agad, immediately, agad, right? So, doesn't this eliminate the option not to convene? In other words,
Yes,
even the talk of maybe we may not convene depending on the votes, doesn't this violate already the word you have to convene forthwith or act on it pala forthwith?
Well, I think the text is quite clear that the intent is really for the Senate not to have a choice on this. But in Senator Lacson's defense, I think the reason that he put it that way, based on the clip that I saw before the interview, is that first, he acknowledges that ultimately it's the Senate that has the sole power to decide on this. And the Senate is a deliberative body. It may not be acting in a legislative capacity in this sense. It is still acting as a collegial body.
Yeah, but when
And
you
for
said the
decisions-
Senate the Senate is the only body allowed to decide on this, do you mean decide on the case, meaning to acquit or to convict? Yes, that is their
Sure.
power. They have that sole prerogative. But are you including they have the sole prerogative to choose not to convene? Is
And
that
that's a
part
good
of the
question.
power?
Yeah, it brings me to the second point, which is perhaps the only reason why Senator Lacson really opened this discussion is because of what happened in the last impeachment in 2025. So you saw a very unprecedented refusal of the Senate to take on that duty to start the impeachment trial. And so while it was something that we did not contemplate in the Constitution, or we did not contemplate in our 20-year practice of impeachment until 2025, it suddenly becomes a possibility because of the fact that it did happen the last year. So the Senate is a traditional body that is governed by precedent. They are governed both by the rules that they decide for themselves, but as well as the practices of the past Senate. And while I think that is really an unconstitutional practice, it is available to them now as a template for what they can do in the future. And that's precisely why many academics and scholars were worried about what the Senate did in the last impeachment, because it seemed to shirk from their responsibility to actually
Okay.
take on this case.
That's the meaning.
Yes.
But my last question is this. What legal challenges can the Senate face if they really take this vote and not convene? What if hypothetically nanalo yung sinabi ni Senator Lacson? Diba? Majority rules. Hindi sila mag-convene. What legal challenges can they face?
I think you can expect a petition in the Supreme Court. And I'm not really excited about that. I think it involves the court again in this
Yes.
process, which was designed to insulate it.
And then it
But you can
delays
expect
the trial again.
Exactly. It will create that opportunity. So it is important for the Senate to know that the moment they decide to not proceed, it really ends with them in practical speak. But yeah, I do want to emphasize that this case, if that would happen, the scenario you gave, would be different from the last one. Because in the last one, the petition was questioning the delay in the start. in the scenario you gave, it's actually the Senate voting not to proceed with impeachment. And I think, it opens up another opportunity for the Supreme Court to come in, and based on how I think how they really transformed the process in just the last 2 years, I'm not too sure whether impeachment will survive in its current form.
So yun nga mga ka-wonder, ayon dyan sa panayam ng isang UP professor, an expert, law expert, tinanong siya ni Karen na mukhang hindi raw magpapakonvene. At yan ba ay may karapatan ba sila o mayroon ba silang dapat na hindi i-convene yan? Well, sabi nga ng professor na that is something like unconstitution. Dahil yan po ay kanila pong mandato. Yan po ay kanila pong trabaho na nakasaad sa Constitution. At paano ka makakapagpa-impeach? Ang ibig sabihin, bago dumating sa impeachment trial, at least magpa-convene ka muna. Kung ang desisyon nyo ba i-acquit or guilty si Sara. Yun yung dapat. Pero dapat muna magpa-convene. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabing pa-convene, i-gather, tawagin yung buong sesyon at pag-usapan. At na-issue rito yung sinasabing forthwith din mga ka-wonder. So dahil nga itong Senado ay may sarili silang sistema dyan, rules, na sila rin ang gumawa para dun sa kanila pong sinasagawang impeachment trial, na ito pong ginawa nila is of course titignan din niya ng Korte Suprema at nakikita naman na okay naman, parang ganun. So pinapayagan mangyari yan. Kasi nga, by the way, exclusive yan, independent yung legislative from judiciary, kaya pwede silang gumawa ng sarili nila. At kung pag-uusapan nga natin overreaching, di ba? Na nakialam yung Korte Suprema na sinabi nga ni Tito Sen, legislative judicial na o judicial legislative na? Ibig sabihin nakialam na yung Supreme Court. Meron din palang prerogative, na discretion itong Supreme Court na pwede rin pala silang gumawa ng ganung klaseng uri ng batas. Bagamat hindi sila legislative. Parang ganun pong nangyayari, So sa part na yun, parang naging no say itong Senado. At doon nga sa sinasabing hindi magpapakonvene, which is, it is their mandate na nautusan nga Nasabi nga forthwith. Na nakaraan nga na iba ang definition nitong forthwith. Na kung titignan mo sa ordinaryong diksyonaryo, like Webster, Oxford, sinasabi ron immediately, right away, or without delay, or straight. Parang ganun. Agad-agad sa atin sa Tagalog. Pero kasi kung titignan mo ito in a legal perspective, iba ang ibig sabihin daw nung sinasabing forthwith. Kumbaga, i-convert ito sa mas reasonable, ibig sabihin, reasonable time, Pero yung hindi nga nila nagustuhan yung sinasabing pwedeng tumagal, pwedeng mabilis agad, kumbaga walang time frame ang Senado para doon. Samantalang sinasabi nga forthwith, which is very contradicting dun sa sinasabing term na yan kasi ever since wala namang debate. Pag sinabi mong forthwith noon, I think, if I'm not mistaken, narinig din natin ito, kay Justice Carpio, na pag sinabi ng forthwith, agad-agad, Sabi nga nung mga taga-UP na nag-forum, nag-meeting sila sa harap ng mga estudyante na binash nila itong si Mr. Forthwith, na inainiba pa raw yung ibig sabihin ng salitang forthwith. Diba? Parang binago mo yung ibig sabihin. Well, anyway, assuming na yun ang pagkakaintindi talaga at gustong ipalabas ng Korte Suprema, ito ang sinasabi ng professor dito sa sinabi ni Senator Lacson, dapat daw hindi ganoon. Pero nga, since may sariling ruling, independent body, sui generis, itong Senado, parang yung nangyaring 2025 na basura, na kumbaga parang tumanggi ang Senado na mag-proceed ng trial, parang ito yung nagiging template na nila, na pasok na sa sistema, na magiging reference na rin ito sa mga susunod na mga impeachment trial. At yan ang kinarereklamo at kinatataas ng kilay ng mga law experts, ng mga professors, ng mga abogado na hindi dapat ganyan. Para magiging norm na yan sa loob ng Senado kasi nga, nangyari na nga itong sinasabing unprecedented event when it comes to impeachment. When we say unprecedented, this occurrence, these instances, this situation, this impeachment trial, na hindi pa nangyari noon, nangyari na hindi pa nangyayari, nitong 2025 nangyari. At dahil dyan, parang may sarili nga silang ruling, parang tinatanggap nila yung ganyang klaseng template na pwedeng hindi mag-convene. Yun ang pinagbabasyan ng Lacson. Dahil nga, tumanggi nga ang Senado na hindi nga mag-conduct ng trial. Pero iba kasi ang naging usapin noon, na kung binasihan nga nila yung noon araw na i-impeach ang Ferdinand Marcos Sr., nagkaroon daw ng technicality lang. So binago nga yan na naging pinadali diyan sa side ng Korte ng House of Representatives. Pero kasi iba na itong sa Senado because they are the ones na meron lang karapatan mag-conduct ng impeachment trial. Pero yung sinasabing pagko-convene mukhang ayaw daw ng minorya at parang kino-convince nila yung lahat para daw hindi mangyari. Ay, anong klaseng batas na iyan? Anong klase na yan? Only this time lang yan nangyari, pero noon hindi po nangyayari yan. Dahil kung ano yung sinasabi ng batas, iyon ay masusunod. No? At may dagdag nga dyan si Karen. So ano yung mga legal challenges na maaring kaharapin na itong Senado kapag yan ay kanilang pinilit na hindi sila magpa-convene? Of course, magkakaroon dyan ng petition, mga ka-wonder. Pwede silang kasuhan dyan. Administratibo at kung ano pang pwede. Abuse of power, kung ano-ano man dyan. Kasi unprecedented nga, mga ka-wonder. Never before na nangyari yan at yan ang pinapauso na nila. Hindi po pwedeng ganyan. Just to protect someone. Sabi nga natin, magbabantay yung tao kung sino may hindi umattend dyan, kung sino may mag-abstain dyan. Those things na sinasabi natin, it simply means no. Nakatingin yung tao dyan. Dahil more than 80% ng taong bayan, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, to 85, gustong isagawa itong impeachment trial. Gusto nilang malaman ang katotohanan. At yun ba ipagkakait dahilan dito? Sana although this is hypothetical na sabi nga nung abogado na hindi siya excited about it, kasi nga ayaw niya na makialam pa ang Korte Suprema this time. Kasi pag nakialam ang Korte Suprema, madedelay ng madedelay yan. At alam na natin sa kasabihan, justice delayed, justice denied. At meron pang kaisipan dyan na iniisip nila. Although ito po yung opinion at itong opinion na ito narinig natin kung kani-kanino. Na yung Korte Suprema daw dyan mga appointee ni Digong. But then again, titignan pa rin natin, bibigyan pa rin natin ng credit itong Supreme Court. Dahil we believe na hindi sila napwesto dyan for nothing. They are protecting their credibility, yung kanila pong posisyon na pinaghirapan nila matagal, at yan po ay tinitingnan at binabantayan ng taong bayan. At sana maintindihan daw ito ng Senado na hindi nila paabutin kasi it's their call. Parang it's now or never na mag-decide kayong pa-convene. Kung hindi, alam nyo na yung mga possible consequences in the future. Akala nyo kasi pag natapos na kayo sa pwesto, aside from hindi na kayo iboboto, of course, may petition. Pwede naman din sigurong habulin kayo. Kasi yan ay trabaho nyo. Huwag na nating pauso pa yung mga bagong template dyan na sinasabi nga unprecedented. And based dun sa mga experts, ito ay tinuturing nilang unconstitutional. Sinasabi natin na no one is above the law. Pero parang hindi naman natin sinusunod. Parang sinasabi nga nila, how I missed yung mga before settings, yung mga old settings ng mga Senado noon. Na talagang they based by the book, by the Constitution. Hindi sila tumitingin kung kani-kaninong tao. Doon sila sa batas nakatingin, hindi sa iisang pirasong tao. Magbabantay po ang taong bayan. Nakakalungkot kung mangyayari yan. At hindi papayag ang taong bayan sa mga ganyan. Hindi po pwede na iilan lang magdedesisyon para sa karamihan. At buti kung desisyon ay tama. Para sa taong bayan, kung hindi yan maririnig, yan po ay absolutely mali. So yan po yung nilalaman itong interview na ito na dapat magpa-convene, dapat, dahil yan po isang mandato, dapat magkaroon ng hearing, para marinig at malaman ng taong bayan yung tungkol sa pera ng kabangyaman at yung ano-ano pa na isang tao na nakapwesto pangalawa sa pinakamakapangyarihan at tatakbo pa sa 2028 ay karapat dapat ba na mamuno sa bansa. Hanggang dito lang tayo mga ka-wonder. Comment down below your opinion para mabasa at mareaksyonan. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video para ma-share ni YouTube sa iba pang viewers. Please share this video para malaman itong usapin na posibleng hindi rin magpa-convene at kung ano yung mga napapaloob dyan na sinasabi ng batas. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell icon and choose all bilang suporta sa aming mga content creators. Hanggang sa muli mga ka-Wonder. God bless.